Mm, Welcome back to Crypto Tutorial. On today's video, I would like to discuss what we are currently seeing in the current market. So let's take a quick look at what we could expect during the upcoming hours. But before doing so, I would like to just do a quick check update to see if everyone is able to see what I'm seeing. And yes, this is absolutely the case. So let's get started on Bitcoin and what we are seeing today. So for sure, what we have been seeing right now is that Bitcoin has been breaking down below this ascending support range. So that is absolutely something I personally think has been quite a major setback for most or a majority of the people right now, especially because if we take as well a look at where we are currently trading at, you can clearly see that on this thin white line that I just placed, actually we are finding support, or we are trading actually above it, but underneath us that is actually our previous low, and we could perhaps be creating a lower low during the upcoming days. But I'm for sure not bearish on Bitcoin at all, because I would like to explain that during this live stream. But for sure, it has been a setback that we broke down below this ascending support range with multiple touch points on top. So this being said, I would like to disable this ascending support, and I would like to take a look at what we are currently seeing. On the 4-hourly time frame, we have already seen two touch points underneath this descending resistance, and we have seen as well multiple touch points on top of this descending support. So I think this is actually quite important, because we are right now creating a broadening a descending broadening wedge. And yes, what will be the price target once we see a breakdown, or once we see a breakout above this broadening descending wedge? Well, for sure, our breakout target will be the beginning of this broadening descending wedge at approximately 68,481 US dollars. If we see a breakdown occur, well, the price target would be a little bit different. Well, it's actually rather similar, but it will be measured differently, and that is because I will be measuring it like this from the beginning of the descending support all the way towards the third touch point on top of this descending support line. If we take a quick look at what we are seeing, well, for sure, if we see a breakdown, let's say during the upcoming hours, we will be heading towards that 0.618 Fibonacci at approximately 51,354 US dollars. And why I'm actually not concerned at all if Bitcoin does actually break down all the way towards the $51,000 range is because of the line I'm showing you right now that I've drawn on the daily time frame, but it's also very valid on the 4-hourly time frame. Well, we have seen this major ascending support. We have seen one, we have seen as well two, three. Actually, these are two touch points. If you take a look a little bit more closely, you can see that we actually saw two touch points on top of this ascending support at this point in time. And right now, if we see a breakdown all the way towards the $51,000, for sure this will be a stronghold of support underneath us. And personally, I think that this is actually not as bad for the market. As we saw previously as well, we have seen actually Bitcoin done this before. In the 6th of September, we saw actually a lower low getting created. On the 29th of September, we saw this exponential growth towards the upside on Bitcoin. And personally, I think we are heading towards quite a very similar market structure. You can clearly see that previously on, let's take a quick, on July 20, we saw this major increase. And let's measure this increase just for a few seconds. Let's take a quick look. So I will be measuring this increase all the way towards the first high. So there was a 71% increase. If I measure this increase, well, you can clearly see this was a 60% increase or 59% increase. So this was a minor increase compared to the previous one, but afterwards we saw this minor decline on the 23rd of August. So we saw this minor decline of approximately 7%, and what we saw here is actually as well a minor decline of approximately 8 or 9%, let's say 10%, just to be sure. But after that minor decline, we did actually see a continuation. We saw momentum afterwards towards the upside. Approximately, let's take a quick look, 17% during the past high, and at this point in time we did actually see approximately, let's take a quick look, 14% increase. But what I think is absolutely quite important is that we are actually seeing quite a similar market structure. As you can see, a major move of approximately 70 or 60% towards the upside. Afterwards we saw a minor decline of approximately 7 or 10%, and afterwards a major increase, and that is exactly what we've seen afterwards as well. And right now we are seeing this steep decline, forming a level of support, and afterwards breaking down once more and creating a second lower low, and seeing afterwards major increase. So this is actually something I think is absolutely likely to occur right now, due to the fact that if we are right now seeing a breakdown occur, we will be creating once more a lower low, finding support on top of this ascending support. And I personally think it is very likely that if we hold strong on top of this range, a movement towards the upside will be inevitable. And where are we heading towards? Just taking into consideration the theory I just explained to you, that we will be actually seeing a leg towards the upside as we saw previously with a similar market structure, it could perhaps mean that we are going to see a leg, let's say this time, of 65%, staying right in between these two. So 65% leg towards the upside would actually mean that we will be heading all the way towards the 84,000 US dollar on Bitcoin, what I personally think is absolutely incredible. And as well, we will be heading towards the 1.618 Fibonacci at approximately $87,000. So this is for sure something I think is important, because if you're going to see an increase, it is very likely that we are going to reach this $87,000 range. What I must admit will be at that point in time the next major level where we could perhaps expect a decline in price action taking place afterwards. But this is just the case right now, and what I personally think will be actually quite likely to occur during the upcoming hours, due to the fact that we are seeing actually quite a similar market structure taking place. Well, this being said, I would like to take a quick look as well at what the indicators are showing us. So if we take a look at the, for example, MACD, what you can see on the MACD is that we actually were heading towards a crossover, but right now we are seeing once more a continuation of this downward momentum. We are experiencing once more momentum towards the downside, and this could perhaps mean that we are for sure confirming right here that the Ema Ribbon is confirming that we are going to see a breakdown occur. Personally, I think it might be more likely that we are going to accumulate just for a while on top of this range where we are currently trading at $58,000 before seeing a major decline. But it could be perhaps possible that we are actually going to see that decline taking place just during the upcoming hours. This being said, I would like to head towards something I think is quite important, and that is as well the MACD on the 1 hourly time frame. If we take a look at the MACD on the 1 hourly time frame, we are not losing any type of momentum right now. We are seeing a continuation of momentum towards the downside, and a retest once more on top of this descending support line is actually very likely. And what we would like to see is actually to stay in between these ranges, perhaps afterwards even seeing an increase in price action, heading towards a retest of this descending resistance, being rejected, and afterwards seeing that minor steep fall all the way towards that 0.618 level on top of this ascending support I've talked about at $51,000, because I think personally that is quite likely to occur, and as well the level that we will actually reach within the upcoming days or week, because it is just absolutely likely that we are going to see quite a similar market structure as we saw previously. Well, this being said, I would like to take a quick look as well at a few other indicators, such as the RSI. If we take a look at the RSI, we have been inside of this downtrend on Bitcoin. So that is for sure absolutely important. Downtrend on Bitcoin. Right now, what you can clearly see, major bullish divergence. Therefore, I think we won't be actually seeing a breakdown occur underneath this descending, descending support Why I'm saying this is because you can clearly see we have been seeing a major, but absolutely major, bullish divergence. We are seeing right over here on the chart, we are seeing this major lower low. Let's draw this, well, a little bit yellow. Yellow is always a good color. And we will draw it over here, creating this higher low on the RSI. So clearly for all of you who are watching, we are seeing a lower low on the chart and we are seeing a higher low on the RSI, confirming a bullish divergence on the RSI, what I personally think is absolutely important right now to stay on top of the level where we are currently trading at. So this does actually look absolutely good on the 1 hourly time frame. If we head towards the 4 hourly time frame, what you can clearly see is that if we take a little bit a better look at what we are seeing, well, you could say as well here that we are creating a bullish divergence in the short term, because we are seeing clearly a lower low and a higher low on the RSI. Therefore, we are seeing two bullish divergences taking place right now on the chart. And what I personally think is that this for sure will have influence on the overall price action. And I'm actually expecting that the next 4 hourly candle will be actually quite an exponential increase towards the upside on Bitcoin. And therefore, I'm right now not very concerned about what the overall trend is saying to us, just due to this fact. Well, right now, I would also like to discuss with all of you who are watching the coins that you are personally holding right now. I personally think that this will be something absolutely important to discuss during this live stream. So do not forget to leave a message down below if you are liking the content so far. And what I'm seeing over here in price action taking place after is that it's very likely that we are actually seeing this bullish divergence taking place, and that is absolutely important. So, well, this is what I wanted to discuss about Bitcoin today. This live stream won't be absolutely very long, but I would like to discuss a few other cryptocurrencies as well. And if you would like me to discuss a cryptocurrency of your own choice, do not forget to actually leave a comment down below, because I would highly appreciate to take a look at the cryptocurrency that you right now are holding in your portfolio. This being said, I would like to take a look at actually Cardano. What are we seeing on Cardano right now? Well, clearly we have seen a steep breakdown, or well, we are seeing that we are not able to hold strong on top of this 0.618 Fibonacci. I'm sorry. This is for me absolutely important level of support. And what I must admit is that during today's video that I placed today on my YouTube channel, and if you're not subscribed yet, do not forget to hit that subscribe button as well. I actually talked about Cardano and what my personal opinion is that will occur during the upcoming days. So if you would like even more information, do not forget to go there. But what we have seen on Cardano is that we have seen this major momentum towards the downside. We have been inside of this momentum for quite a long time. If I enable the 200-day moving average, you can clearly see that the 200-day moving average has been serving as a major level of resistance for a very long time. Above us, we did see this major movement towards the upside, and afterwards even further decline towards the downside. This was just, as I might call it, this is just a temporarily fake out towards the upside, and afterwards we went straight back down inside of this downtrend. So this is for me absolutely important to monitor very closely. But as I talked today during my video, I think there is actually something absolutely important right over here. What is so important right now? Well, for sure, it's very important that if we take a look at where we are currently trading at, and we take for sure a look at the gray area, what you can see is that on previously we have actually been able to find support on top of it. We have been also able to find resistance underneath the white box, and as well we have been able to see resistance underneath the upper part of the white box getting rejected and finding support on top of it. So this is actually a major level of support and resistance, and this is for sure very, very, very important to me, due to the fact that if we see right now if we see right now Cardano breaking down further below this level, I personally think that it will be quite devastating for the overall trend. But what is absolutely important is that I do not think that we will actually be breaking down below this range. My personal opinion is that we are going to hold strong on top, and that we are going to see further continuation towards the upside afterwards. Um, why is this the case? Because I'm expecting that we are going to see a major trend reversal taking place over here. But I would like to take a look at a few indicators right now to take a look at what the current market structure is showing us. So yeah, we have seen a continuation of momentum towards the downside on Cardano. This is for sure absolutely good to see. Well, good to know, not good to see. Instead, if you are right now a little bit bearish on Cardano, perhaps you are inside of a short, and then this is quite a good signal. But right now, I'm personally waiting for the best opportunity to enter a long position, and I'm personally as well waiting to Cardano to reach $1.70, where I'll be placing a long position towards the upside, because I'm expecting that we won't be breaking down further below that level, and that we will actually see a trend reversal getting creating at that point in time. So that is absolutely something I do truly believe, but maybe you might not agree with me, and therefore I would actually like to see down below in the comments what your thoughts are about Cardano. Let's take a quick look at the... Sorry guys, I do have a little bit of a sore throat, but let's take a look at the comment section. Let's Burhim Breksha. Thank you very much for watching this live stream. I truly appreciate it. When is smart contracts going to officially launch as active? Do you mean the smart contracts on Cardano? I think for sure you mean Cardano, not Bitcoin, right? Because they are already on Bitcoin. The smart contracts will be launched, as if I'm not wrong, but I'm sorry if I am, they will be launched together once the new update will come on Cardano, and that will be on December, but I do not know the official date or the exact date to tell you right now. But as well, for sure, the new update on Cardano, I personally think that that will be having a lot of influence in Cardano's price action, and that we will actually see major movement towards the upside afterwards. But if we take a look at the MACD, well, yeah, the MACD looks a little bit bearish right now. We are seeing right now a decline in price action. We are not expecting a crossover anytime soon, due to the fact that we are seeing a continuation of momentum towards the downside. But if we enable the RSI, we might perhaps take a look at something else. Yeah, well, on the RSI, you can immediately take a look at that we are seeing a bullish divergence taking place. Well, that is absolutely important to me, because we would like to hold strong on top of the white box, as I showed you previously. So yeah, we are seeing a lower low getting created, but we are seeing clearly a higher low on the RSI. Therefore, I am expecting that we are going to be able to hold strong where we are currently trading at, and that we are actually going to see further increase afterwards during the next 4-hourly candle that will be actually opening or will open itself during the next 35 minutes. So the next 35 minutes will be still this red candle that we are seeing, but afterwards we will be opening the next 4-hourly candle, and that is for sure of utmost importance. So the RSI does actually look good on the 4-hourly time frame. If we head towards the 1-hourly time frame, we are seeing as well, we are not seeing anything that is actually quite important, but what we are seeing that I personally think is important is that we are breaking down below this dotted line on the RSI, and therefore a trend reversal is very likely, or an increase in price action is very likely to occur, due to the fact that we have seen that occur as well in the past once we break down below the dotted line. So that is for sure something important to me. As well, if we take a look at this point in time where we are clearly seeing a bullish divergence taking place, but I think this for sure does not have a lot of influence right now, but on the 4-hourly time frame it does, and right over there we are for sure seeing a bullish divergence on Cardano, so that is absolutely good to know. Well, this being said, I would like to actually take a look lastly at the Ema Ribbon. So if we take a look at the Ema Ribbon on the 4-hourly time frame, yes, it's above us. Yes, it's a level of resistance. And we are actually seeing as well the 200-day moving average on the 4-hourly time frame getting aligned with this descending resistance. So we have a lot of resistance on top of us right now on Cardano. For sure, this is important to me because if we are going to see right now growth or movement towards the upside on Cardano, we would like to see major movement breaking out above these levels of resistance above us. And what we want to see is actually as well Bitcoin seeing a major increase. Otherwise, Cardano will be actually heading further down. But as I said previously, we do not want to break down below the $1.56 range. Otherwise, it will be devastating for the overall Cardano price action. That is something I do truly believe, and we would like to stay on top of this wide area. So please do not forget what I'm saying you right now, because this is quite important information if you are a Cardano holder or if you're wanting to enter a long position on Cardano, because there are major levels of resistance above us that we do have to break out above if we are going to see more continuation. For all of you watching right now, would highly appreciate if you could give me a comment down below with a cryptocurrency of your own choice to look at, so I could take a look at a cryptocurrency that you are personally holding in your portfolio. So please let me know if you do have any. Otherwise, I will be selecting another cryptocurrency. But if we go towards the daily time frame on Cardano, you can clearly see that as well. This descending resistance is actually aligned with the EMA ribbon. Therefore, this is a even more significant descending resistance, and I think it will be quite a difficult level actually to break out above, but we would like to see this occur due to the fact that otherwise we will perhaps see even more decline in Cardano's price action and not being able to create a trend reversal and major growth towards the upside. What I personally think will be occurring is that we will actually see this trend reversal taking place, but that we might perhaps accumulate right now for a while in between these ranges, not being able to either break out above it or break down below the $1.56. So this is absolutely important on Cardano. Well, due to the fact that no one is right now placing a comment down below with a cryptocurrency of their own choice, I will be selecting a cryptocurrency that I would like to take a look personally, and that is Matic. Let's take a quick look. Yes, this is the right chart, and what we would like to take a look at is Matic right now on the daily time frame. Let's take a quick look at what we are seeing. I will be disabling the RSI and the 200-day moving average, and I will be actually placing this beautiful ascending support line. So we have seen this ascending support, we broke down below. So that is something I think is quite unfortunate for the overall price action on Matic, due to the fact that if we were able to hold strong on top of it, we would have seen this major continuation taking place. Well, right now we are actually heading once more towards a retest at the 0.618 level at $1.47. Well, what is important about this range is actually something that I would like to show you immediately. So by just placing this horizontal ray, I would like to take a look at what we have seen previously. On top of this range, we have been actually able to find support on top. We have seen multiple times resistance underneath this level, and if we head even further back, you can clearly see that we found resistance underneath, but as well support on top and support on top. So this is actually a major level of support and resistance for Matic at $1.47, and perhaps it might be actually the perfect level to accumulate even more and place your long positions. So this is for sure something I personally think that you have to take into account, and perhaps you're going to see a minor breakdown all the way towards this range over here at approximately, let's take a quick look, $1.35, but even further down is something I think will be quite devastating, especially because we will be creating a lower high compared to a lower low compared to our previous low, and that is something that we do not want to see. This being said, I would like to enable the EMA ribbon. So if we take a look at the EMA ribbon on the daily time frame, we are clearly still supported by the EMA ribbon. This is absolutely good to know, because if we are actually able to see a trend reversal getting created or an exponential increase in price action, that is going to be very good, because we will be clearly still getting supported on the daily time frame by the EMA ribbon, and that is something that we absolutely do want to see, due to the fact that if we are getting supported by the EMA ribbon, a further continuation is actually very likely to occur on Matic. As well, let's take a quick look at a few other indicators, starting with the RSI. On the RSI, what you can clearly see is that we are forming a bullish divergence. This is absolutely something you do want to take into consideration right now. So we are creating this higher low on the chart, and we are creating this lower low on the RSI. This is a confirmed bullish divergence, and therefore I think we will be very likely to stay on top of this level at $1.47 and not see a further breakdown occur on the price action of Matic. So this does actually look very good. If we take a look at the 4-hourly time frame, what we are seeing over here is that we are actually not seeing any type of bullish divergence. It might become a bullish divergence if we see a further decline in price action, but currently it is not a bullish divergence, neither a bearish divergence. Therefore, that does actually look very good. And what I think is absolutely good to know is that we are quite nearby the dotted line on the lower part, and therefore if we are going to see a further decline in price action, we will be actually able to hold strong on top of this range, because I personally think that we are going to see a increase on the RSI and eventually as well an increase in price action. So that is actually looking very good to me. If we enable the MACD, that's my fault, I enabled the EMA ribbon. If we enable the MACD, what you can clearly see is that we are heading towards a crossover on the 4-hourly time frame. This is something I think is absolutely very significant right now, because you do want to actually monitor this very closely. Because if we are going to see a crossover heading towards that 0.618 range at $1.47 is actually very likely to occur, and something that might perhaps be inevitable. So therefore right now you have to monitor the MACD very closely, and you do want to take this into account if you are right now in a long or short position. As well, on the daily time frame, what you can clearly see is that we are seeing a continuation of the momentum towards the downside. We are not seeing any type of momentum loss. We are actually seeing even a slightly higher momentum or a momentum increase, and therefore we are not heading towards a crossover on the daily time frame. This is actually concerning me, because as I said previously during this video, we do not want to create a lower low compared to our previous low, because that could be very devastating for Matic's price action, and that could mean as well that we are actually going to see further decline in price action during the upcoming weeks on Matic if we do not hold strong on top of this range at $1.47. So, well, for sure, all of you, thank you very much for watching. Lastly, I would like to discuss the EMA ribbon. On the EMA ribbon, what you can clearly see is that we are actually experiencing some momentum towards the downside right over here on the 4-hourly time frame. But where I would like to talk about as well is actually this descending resistance. Well, I would like to draw it like this. Well, if I take a look at this descending resistance, yeah, you can clearly see that we have multiple touch points underneath. I would like to disable the email. Yeah, multiple touch points underneath, and we would like to break out above it. But if we enable the email ribbon, you can clearly see that this is perfectly aligned with the descending resistance. And what is absolutely important on Matic is to see a breakout occur above the 0.5, holding strong on top of the $1.61, and eventually breaking out above this descending resistance and seeing growth afterwards. So this is something you do not want to forget. If you are right now a Matic holder, you would like to see Matic breaking out above this range and eventually seeing major growth afterwards. It is not any type of concern if Matic actually goes all the way towards the $1.47, but if it breaks down below that level, you have to monitor Matic very closely, because that might be creating a lower low compared to our previous low on the daily time frame, and therefore it could be quite devastating for the overall trend. I'm not saying I'm bearish on Matic. The only thing I'm saying is you have to monitor this very closely right now, and what you would like to see is a trend reversal getting created by breaking out above this descending resistance and seeing major growth afterwards. And if you are right now willing to purchase Matic, what my personal opinion is that we are heading towards the $1.47, and therefore my advice is to you to actually purchase Matic at $1.47. That is exactly what I will be doing. For sure, you have to do your own due diligence, but if you are interested in doing so, do not forget that down below in the description you will be able to earn up to $3,500 deposit bonus on Bybit if you're a first-time depositor, and you will be able to purchase Matic and other type of cryptocurrencies at this page as well. So right now I would like to actually right now I would actually like to close this live stream, because I do have an appointment later on this day, but I do truly appreciate all of you watching this video, and I would highly appreciate if you could join me in the near future. And if you are not subscribed yet, do not forget to do so down below in the subscribe button. So thank you very much guys for watching, and I really hope you have a nice day.